That airplane isn't giving you any trouble, is it, Don?
No.
All right. President Kennedy will be making 2 more of those non-political political trips. He and Mrs. Kennedy will be doing some fence-mending chores. Start it over. He and Mrs. Kennedy will be doing some fence-mending chores in Texas.
This is Mayor Earl Cabell of Dallas, Texas, a town that's getting ready the city that's getting ready for the visit very shortly of the President of the United States. Your city encountered some rather unfortunate publicity here a month ago with the visit of Ambassador Stevenson.
Surely, my dear friend, I don't have to come here from Illinois to teach Texas manners, do I?
Outside the auditorium, one man spat on him, and a woman hit him with her placard.
We undoubtedly will have a few pickets, as you have everywhere in the United States. There will probably be a few of the radical right wing, possibly a few of the radical left wing. But sincerely, we anticipate no trouble.
Because of the unfortunate incident which occurred here during the visit of Ambassador Stevenson, people everywhere in the world will be hypercritical of our behavior. Nothing must occur that is disrespectful or degrading to the President of the United States. And the law enforcement agencies in this area are going to do everything within their power to ensure that no untoward accident or incident occurs.
Did you take that? Did you shake hands with the President?
Yes, sir.
What'd you think of him?
Oh, I thought he was very distinguished. I think he's a wonderful man.
Go ahead.
I believe he is one of the second best presidents in the United States.
I came to see the President, and I said to the President, God bless you, and I met him. He's just like one of us.
First in news since 48.
WBAP, Fort Worth, Dallas.
Say When, sponsored by Reynolds Metals and Sterling Drugs, will not be seen today in order that we may bring you the presidential breakfast direct from the grand ballroom of the Hotel Texas in Fort Worth.
Gentleman appearance at the parking lot across the street from the hotel, and he is on his way up. We expect him to walk through this door at any moment. When the President appeared out in the parking lot, he broke one of the cardinal rules of security. He went out into the crowd, and of course Secret Service men find this the most nervous time of any presidential appearance. As long as the Secret Service men can keep the crowd away from the President, they have a good chance of protecting him. Here comes the President.
Be seated, please.
The eyes of Texas are upon you all the live long day. The eyes of Texas are upon you. You cannot get away. Do not think you can escape them at night or early in the morn. The eyes of Texas are upon you.
quite a few people in the ballroom were watching the maitre d'. He put a plate in front of Vice President Johnson. He put one in front of Kennedy. And so far, there is no plate at the place of Mrs. Kennedy.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct privilege to introduce or to present to you the distinguished Vice President of the United States, Lyndon B. Johnson. And now is an event that I know all of you have been waiting for. They know what I mean.
As you can tell from the reaction, that's Mrs. Kennedy coming in. She's been standing outside in the kitchen waiting for the introduction of the guests at the head table to be completed. For the ladies in the audience, she's wearing a pink outfit trimmed in black. If I knew more about it, I'd tell you the kind of material. It looks like a nubby material, wool of some type. And with the chilly weather outside today, this is probably very appropriate.
Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present the President of the United States.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 years ago I said that, introduced myself in Paris by saying that I was the man who had accompanied Mrs. Kennedy to Paris. I'm getting that same sensation as I travel around Texas. Nobody wonders what Lyndon and I wear, but we're... But this is a very dangerous and uncertain world. As I said earlier, on 3 occasions in the last 3 years, the United States has had a direct confrontation. No one can say when it will come again. No one expects that our life will be easy. Certainly not in this decade, and perhaps not in this century. But we should realize what a burden and responsibility the people of the United States have borne for so many years. Without the United States, South Vietnam would collapse overnight. Without the United States, there would be no NATO, and gradually Europe would drift into neutralism and indifference. Without the effort of the United States and the Alliance for Progress, the communist advance onto the mainland of South America would long ago have taken place. So this country, which desires only to be free, which desires to be secure, which desires to live at peace, for 18 years, under 3 different administrations, has borne more than its share of the burden. I don't think that we are fatigued or tired. We would like to live as we once lived, but history will not permit it. Communist balance of power is still strong. The balance of power is still on the side of freedom. We are still the keystone and the arch of freedom. And I think we will continue to do as we have done in our past, our duty. And the people of Texas will be in the lead. So I'm glad to come.
Mr. President, we know that you don't wear a hat. We couldn't let you leave Fort Worth without providing you with some protection against the rain.
on in the White House on Monday. If you'll come up there, you'll have a chance to see it there.
And to protect you against local enemies in the manner that you are protecting this nation against our foreign enemies, and to keep the rattlesnakes on Vice President Johnson's ranch from striking you, we want to present this pair of boots. We won't ask you to put them on. Here.
Let us be in the spirit of prayer. The Lord bless our president and all in places of responsibility with wisdom and with health equal to their tasks. And now the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord cause his face to shine upon you and give you peace both now and forever. Amen.
This has been the presidential breakfast from the Hotel Texas in Fort Worth. Now the presidential party will leave Fort Worth, go to Dallas, where this afternoon he will address a crowd at the Trade Mart.
The arrival of President and Mrs. John Fitzgerald Kennedy from Carswell Air Force Base in Fort Worth. This crowd started gathering out here quite early this morning. I was out here at about 7:45, and already a few diehards had gathered early to ensure a good vantage point. Police were circling the field all morning long from the early morning hours, and a huge contingent of police are on hand. Some brilliant yellow roses, some brilliant red roses have been brought out and will be presented to the First Lady. Here comes the big jet in. Air Force number 1, ladies and gentlemen, carrying the President of the United States with the seal on the side. Beautiful sight, beautiful sight. And the crowd below cheering. There's Mrs. Kennedy, the crowd yells, and the President of the United States. And I can see his suntan all the way from here. president is up to the fence now, shaking hands with people, the president and his wife. This is great for the people and makes the eggshells even thinner for the Secret Service, whose job it is to guard the man. He's waving at a lot of people, smiling, Secret Service men all around. Boy, this is something. The president waves goodbye. Governor Conley standing in the car beaming, and back they go to the car. Head out for downtown Dallas, where thousands should already be on the street right now, waiting for a view of the president and his wife. It'll turn on Houston Street to Elm under the triple underpass, out to the Mart where the president talks.
The President and the First Lady sitting in the back seat. As we said, the top is down. The motorcade will be moving slowly enough so that everyone along the route will have a good look at the Chief Executive. I'm trying to put the glasses right now, see who is in the front seat of the automobile, but the glare, it looks like Governor Conley and his wife. That's who it is.
Here comes the first car with Police Chief Jed Curry and Sheriff Bill Decker. And here is the President of the United States. And what a crowd, what a tremendous welcome he's getting now. There are people absolutely looking from every window here in downtown Dallas. They're going further down, and just about now, as we can see, far, far down Main Street towards Simmons Freeway, the motorcade is just about to reach the location of the county courthouse.
And now for the next 30 minutes, as the world turns. Brought to you by Instant Niagara and new Niagara Spray Starch, famous products of Best Foods.
Did you ask him why he invited her?
He said something about not wanting her to have Thanksgiving dinner alone. He didn't think it was right.
It was real nice of the boy.
And I thought about it, and I gave it a great deal of thought, Grandpa.
Here is a bulletin from CBS News. In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas. The first reports say that President Kennedy has been seriously wounded by this shooting. Stay tuned to CBS News for further details.
It takes more than an instant to make a real cup of coffee. That's why Nescafe has come up with a new kind of coffee. It's more than an instant. It's new Minute Brew Nescafe.
Cars doing a spot in the downtown area, code 3 to Elm in Houston. What call?
I'm sitting here at Elm in Houston. I heard 3 loud shots seemingly from right over my head.
The Sir, you're being completely roped off by Dallas Police, the K-9 unit here.
I searched through train cars and through the road yards, could find no one.
Attention all emergency equipment.
Keep all traffic off of the emergency entrance to Parkland Hospital and all emergency equipment off of Industrial Boulevard. We have a man here setting a saw photo weapon back through the window off of the second floor on the southeast corner of that auditorium building. Yes, we're trying to seal off that building until it can be searched. Elman Field officers are now surrounding and searching the building 1240. A small Negro boy and a white man said they had seen a man with a gun in the window of a building overlooking the route.
He's thought to be in this Texas school book depository.
Three bullet shots were heard to ring out. The president slumped into the lap of Mrs. Kennedy. Witnesses said they saw blood streaming from his head. Mrs. Kennedy was heard to say, "Oh, no."
The motorcade sped on toward the hospital. It took them perhaps 5 minutes to reach the ambulance entrance of the hospitals. Reporters there say the president is lying flat on his face in the car.
I am at the hospital now. The president was taken in a few minutes ago, lifted from the car, placed on a stretcher. He was motionless. The First Lady leaned over him, crying. Governor Connolly of Texas was also wounded. It's uncertain at this moment how seriously. There is no word yet as to Mr. Kennedy's condition.
What was a wonderful welcome in downtown Dallas has become a scene of indescribable horror. Faces are ashen white, and people are wondering, is our president going to live?
And what would any collection be without fake fur?
That's right. It is seen all over this year, and it's so smart. Yeah.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Boy, it certainly is, all bundled up and ready to go out in the hill. Then there's zippers up the side so that the jacket will fit tightly around the hips, keeping that straight, sleek look that it should have. And very often you'll find a zipper hidden in the arm.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You'll excuse the fact that I'm out of breath, but about 10 or 15 minutes ago, a tragic thing, from all indications at this point, has happened in the city of Dallas. Let me quote to you this. And you'll excuse me if I am out of breath. A bulletin, this is from the United Press, from Dallas. President Kennedy and Governor John Connolly have been cut down by assassins' bullets in downtown Dallas. They were riding in an open automobile when the shots were fired. The president, his limp body carried in the arms of his wife, Jacqueline, has rushed to Parkland Hospital. And if you'll excuse me if I give some directions and we talk about what we're going to do here for the next few minutes, but Bobby, let's tape this, if you please, particularly the interview with the eyewitness people. It is being taped good. And you will excuse me, I don't want to interrupt you. I'm so sorry because I know that you are so upset, but I would like to talk to you for a minute. It's a little bit awkward, so the camera shots will have to fall as they may. I'm going to stand right here and maybe somebody can give me a chair while we're doing this. May I have your name, please, sir?
Bill Newman.
And this is Mrs. Newman?
Yes, sir.
And this is?
James Clayton.
James, and this is?
Billy.
Billy, tell me what you saw and what you felt. What happened to you?
We just come from left field after seeing the president and the first lady, and we were just in front of the triple underpass on Elm Street, and we were at the edge of the curve, getting ready to wave at the president. So
you were down under the viaduct, so to speak, weren't you?
Yeah, we were halfway in between
on the grass,
triple underpass. We were at the curb when the incident happened. but the president's car was some 50 feet still yet.
In front of you?
In front of us coming towards us, and we heard the first shot, and the president, I don't know who was hit first, but the president jumped up in his seat, and I thought it scared him. I thought it was a firecracker because he looked, fear. And then as the car got directly in front of us, well, a gunshot apparently from behind us hit the president in the side of the temple.
Do you think the first gunshot came from behind you too?
I think it came from the same location, apparently back up on the hill. We didn't realize what happened until we seen the side of his head whenever the bullet hit him in the head.
Did you see the blood coming from the president's head?
Yes, sir, we seen that.
The First Lady is in the emergency room with the President, and the crowd outside is quiet and waiting for some word of the condition of the President.
A late bulletin. Representative Albert Thomas, the Democrat from Houston, Texas, says that he has been informed that President Kennedy and Governor Connally of Texas are still alive.
And now here is a report from Ron Cochran.
Thank you very much, Don. I had just returned from lunch where I was called and informed of the tragedy involving President Kennedy. I'm sure that millions of Americans... You can see there's a little confusion here in our studio. I have just returned from lunch. I was called at a restaurant here in New York, advised of the tragedy involving President Kennedy. He was, as you probably know by now, shot along with the governor of Texas in a motorcade in Dallas, Texas, by unknown assailants. So far as we know at the present time, they have not been captured.
Yes, Elman Houston service down at the school book department. Did they realize they had the suspect? No, they do not have the suspect. Attention all squad. Attention all squad. The suspect in the shooting at Elman, Houston, is reported to be an unknown white male, approximately 30, slender build, type 5 CT.